Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for North Dakota Today on this Wednesday morning. I'm Lisa Budeau here with Chris Berg, continuing our social distancing somewhat. More hand sanitizer has shown up here at Valley News Live as well. And
I just hit some on the way out here. Like, it's just, you know, never really used to use that stuff, even though I know you're supposed to at times, but it's so in everyone's space right now. You just feel like you have to.
I know. And moisturizing then as well. I was like, my hands are getting so dry, but they are very clean. So, I mean, I feel like you do see the jokes on you know, social media as well as this probably was always a good idea to hand sanitize and wash your hands everywhere you go. So you just told me right as we were leading in that you had an update?
So as we see here on the news, I don't know how it's been for you in the mornings, but it just seems like you can say one thing at the beginning of an hour, by the end the news can change because it's moving so rapidly. So this literally just hit the wire, but by mutual consent now, the U.S.-Canada border for all non-essential traffic is going to be closed. I don't have an exact time on that. It may be as of now, maybe within the next couple of days as we've done some of these travel bans, but PM Trudeau and President Trump have agreed to say, hey, because of the coronavirus fears, we're going to shut this thing down. It's not going to impact trade, so you can be aware of that for our farmers here in the area, but for other people that, if you just thought, hey, I'm going to bounce up to Winnipeg, you know, sometime soon.
Which hopefully you weren't thinking that right now, I guess, but.
No, but I mean, you know, we have a Spire Optical on a lot, Ashley, and he does a lot of business up in Canada. He's from Canada, so I don't know if he's going to be considered, I would assume, non-essential traffic for him. So just so you're aware, and again, you know, the impact, what is that going to mean for Grand Forks and whatnot? Because they typically have a lot of Canadians that come down and do some business. So
true, but everything is kind of on hold. I know I've been having this discussion with my children. No school does not mean we get to go to the mall or have play dates or, you know, so it's like everything's kind of on hold for a week or two. I know. They've told me I'm really a drag right now, but I'm making them stay home.
But I'm curious, I mean, because I know a lot of people are going through this. How are you and JB managing it with having the kiddos home? It can't be easy.
No, it's not. Actually, we did pick up a couple of extra at-home crafts and some puzzles yesterday because they do need a little entertainment. And I told you as well, the second grade teacher has sent home some links and different homework options. But it is a bit of a, because they're going a little stir crazy. You know, it's not like a true spring break where they get to go out and, you know, although the weather's nicer so they can play in the yard, but and just as well, we talked yesterday about the free meals that a lot of families depend on in the school year. Now they're home. I know we had to buy, you know, kind of stock up on some different food for the kids being home and everything that entails.
You know, you just brought that up, and so many people now are doing sort of these Facebook Live events or whatnot, and so these kind of times are where you wish you had an Auntie Ashley Morgan, right? Like, I always think, man, if she was your aunt, how great would it be? Because she always has like these little things that she's creating. So Auntie Ashley, if you're watching, maybe that's an idea where you put together like a
Ashley,
online...
of course, is the owner of Unglued and comes on as well. Sort of in case people don't know who we're talking about, she's a regular guest here on North Dakota Today. But actually today, a guest that we have had on here before, we're hoping to visit with. Her name is, I'm not seeing, Katie Maple, and she had written a book. We've had her on in the past, a stay-at-home mom. I'm guessing she has some teaching background for kids during the summer. So some fun learning activities and things where the kids are actually learning and they don't realize they're learning. So we're going to be Skyping with her here a little bit later in the show. So if you're at home with your kids and you're thinking, what am I going to do with them to entertain them, stay with us because we're going to have some fun ideas coming up a little bit later in the show. So I'm looking forward to visiting with her. And I just want to mention this as well. I was talking to our news director before the show, and there are going to be some important updates this morning. The Fargo-Moorhead leaders are meeting along with Essentia Sanford, the North Dakota Public Health Department. At 10 o'clock, we're hoping to get a little information as to preparations that are underway because it's not open to the public. They will be streaming it on their websites. We're efforting getting that information out to you as well. So that's at 10 this morning. And then the National Coronavirus Task Force will be giving us an update, hopefully at 10:30 this morning.
But you bring up a great point because yesterday I spoke with Senator Kent Eakin out of the Minnesota Moorhead area, and many people were kind of like, wait a second, in Minnesota, why is Governor Walz shutting down the restaurants and bars for dine-in? It's predominantly down in the cities. Nothing's up here in the Red River Valley. And then yesterday, obviously, we found out the news that we had the one coronavirus positive in North Dakota in Ward County. So you thought, okay, it's Ward County. You know, we're okay here in the valley. And then yesterday, obviously, we find out that
Cass County.
A young woman, 20 years old, tested positive, international traveler. So I don't know exactly what that's going to mean for the rest of us here now, but a young woman, 20 years old, tested positive here in Cass County. So I think that's why you see Governor Walz making those kind of moves. And as of right now, Governor Brigham has not made that move. I don't think he wants to for commerce reasons, but we'll see how this thing plays out. It's such a moving target. I mean, I don't know if, like I said at the top of the show,
everything
like
changes
every hour,
from day to day, hour to hour. I know tomorrow we're scheduled to talk to the superintendent of schools in West Fargo.
Oh, good.
I believe we have her set to Skype in as well, but I know I have taken an online, Survey Monkey type thing in West Fargo, talking about what is your internet access in case your children would need to do online learning. I don't think any decisions have been made, but I think it's a good clue that there are a lot of discussions underway behind the scenes, kind of figuring out what we're going to do. Right now, we're supposed to go back to school on Monday, but I think, and I'm glad they're having those discussions and researching and, seeing what the other options are. So, of course, we'll give you an update as soon as we hear something, which is changing for sure every hour.
I just want to remind you, if you can, go to some local businesses, buy gift cards, some things of that nature. Just my heart just goes out to people that are in that hospitality business. I mean, it's got to be so stressful. And so, whatever we can do to pitch in, please do so if it's on your heart to do that.
Even Oprah Winfrey is not immune from the craziness that is going on right now. This is an interesting story. I'm not saying Oprah has coronavirus. What happened, actually, the media mogul is now denying that she had been arrested or raided after she became one of Twitter's top trending topics. Apparently, a fake report went viral yesterday saying that she'd been arrested at her home in Florida, pushing her name to the top of Twitter's trending topics for several hours last night and early this morning. The 66-year-old used her verified Twitter account to refute the claim, saying that, quote, she's just sanitizing and self-distancing with the rest of the world. She's 66, so I feel like Oprah, never ages, but, she just kind of is stepping back from the spotlight, from being out in the public, and all of a sudden, like, Oprah hasn't been seen for one day and people go crazy. So poor Oprah. Anyway, also, this was a great story that one of our colleagues from a sister station in the Twin Cities did. Nursing homes, hospitals, so many places are, shutting down. Older people are at risk the most for the coronavirus. But of course, if it's your loved one who you want to go see, that's making it hard. We don't want, our loved ones, seniors, alone during this. Boyd Huppert has a great story of one son's act of love for his 88-year-old father. Take a look.
If you're looking for signs of hope, a path or two to follow to help us through this, we found one right here on this corner in Anoka. Not unlike the time of year, the words are harsh and cold. The sign separating visitors from 6 seniors at Whispering Pines Assisted Living.
We made that very tough decision that we have to lock down.
VP Sharon Compton may have had to lock the doors, but hearts are another matter.
My chair.
For Charlie Johnson is taking coronavirus restrictions, sitting down.
Hey there, old timer. How you doing today?
Charlie's a wonderful son. He comes every single day to visit his dad.
Yeah.
Bernard Johnson, retired machinist, is 88 and on oxygen, high risk should he be exposed.
Oh, I don't know. I'm getting by it. That's good.
His son couldn't imagine not seeing his dad.
But he says, I'm going to make it work.
Nursing assistant Sandy Hamilton snapped this photo on Sunday, already shared on Facebook more than 500,000 times.
I broke down in tears when I seen it, and I wanted to share it with everybody else.
No pity, no anger.
A lot of people.
Just something constructive.
A few more weeks, probably. I'll sit right here. I'm going to hang a bird feeder up here this spring so you can watch the birds out here.
Maybe when people are dealing with fear and the uncertainty of the future, just to know that there is some normalcy. You just got to figure out where it is.
And I'll talk to you later. I'll get up. Bye-bye.
As always, love opening doors.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Boyd Huppert, KARE 11 News, Anoka.
I feel like I needed that story. How great is that? You just make it work sitting outside the window, but make sure you still stay connected, even if it's not physically. There are so many people with the self-isolating. It's important to still check on each other. Now, the vice president of that care facility says she hopes that That much shared photo will inspire others to come up with creative ways to visit seniors who also can no longer get out or receive visitors. Stay with us. We have a great show coming up here for you today, including, like I just mentioned, some ideas. If you're stuck at home with the kids and you're going stir crazy, we have some fun ideas with one of our favorite guests. We'll check in with her next.